And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 103 of Player Life. It is Wednesday, April the 21st, here in Tokyo, Japan. What is good? What is good? What is good? Today I'm wearing the weather's getting warm here, so rocking the old, whatever, shirtless or wife beater. Fucked up there. All right, I'm back. Clicked on the wrong button there. Um, hope you are well. Hope you are good. I'm good here in Japan. I missed last night's show because I met linked up with MLD. Hadn't seen him in a while. Went and ate some yakitori. Yaki means grilled, and tori means bird. So we ate some grilled birds. Hadn't linked up in a while. We live at we both live in the same, obviously we're both here in Tokyo, um but kind of live on opposite sides of the city. We're both pretty central, but Tokyo is pretty damn big, and sometimes it's hard to link up. But yeah, so sometimes I'll miss the show. If you're wondering, if you want to check if I'm going to be doing a show, usually I'll post, check my Instagram story, and if I miss a show, I'll post something about it on my Instagram story. Um, Sometimes it's gonna happen. Uh, nice try, governor in the house. What is up? Says I actually deleted my dating apps too. Yeah, I just want to talk about that tonight and say why I did it. Rishi in the house. What is good? See Joel's in the house. What's good? Uh, Big Sky Traveler says good morning. Big Mac and HDA. Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, yes. So, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I deleted my dating apps. Not because they weren't working. They were working. Um, I was pretty much only using. I had, what did I have? I had Tinder and Bumble, and you know, Bumble was working pretty well. I think Bumble worked better than any other dating app I've had ever. But Tinder, for some reason, Tinder is marketed in Japan, is marketed. It's like advert. It's not known as it's not used. It's advertised in Japan, so it's used by Japanese people. Japanese people know all about Tinder. It's used widely, um, and it's just I've often talked about the fact that foreigners in Japan actually we're actually at a disadvantage, contrary to popular belief that if you're a foreigner you're going to clean up. And I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not like complaining about it, but I want to set the record straight, because the record has to be set straight in that regard, because it's not as you think. It's not. You don't come over to Japan and just start cleaning up with women. It doesn't work like that. If you don't believe me, come over here and try it. Like, trust me. um I've talked about, I don't, I've often talked about that. I don't think, but it might be a bit different. It's different in other, maybe poorer Asian countries, but you're going to be having transactional sex in those instances. People go, you heard about old men going to Philippines and whatnot, banging. It's all transactional. It's all transactional. But in Japan is not far from a poor country. It's the third largest economy in the world. Women are not hooking up with you to like for any financial reason. They're not like looking for, you know, it's not a thing where they're like, oh, you're a foreigner, you're gonna have money. No, that's not it. That's not the way it works. It's the opposite here. The image of foreigners in Japan is that it's the image that the stereotypical image that you're an English teacher. Check that box. So it's kind of like, it is what it is. Elta says, can't say I blame you. I use dating apps rarely, otherwise you can't spend too much time on there. The best girls you meet out and about anyway. Very true. C. Joel says, I'm coming over and try it within the next couple of years. Indeed. Come over. Show you around. We'll link up. But it's things are a little weird here. Well, things are good here. Things are probably better here than where you are. But bars and clubs are open. But I'm not going to pretend. It has changed a little bit. It has changed. Night game has gotten worse, but luckily much better than anywhere else in the world probably. But seriously, it's not bad, but it just still has changed. There was a place in Tokyo. It's like the McDonald's of bars. Basically, it's a chain. It's called Hub. It's like a British bar. It's like a bar. It's like a McDonald's. It's just they're all over Tokyo. It's like a chain. And this was a place where you would go. This was a place where you go when it's like there's nowhere else, or it's like there's going to be girls in there that because it's it's a British pub, but it has there'll be girls in there that most likely are somewhat into foreign guys, and it's quite a popular place. I mean, and since all this beer bug shit, although they're still open, but they put up all these plexiglass type shit, and they'll kind of harass you at the door, telling you to like check in your temperature. It's just annoying things, and it's changed. The atmosphere has changed. It's not a spot where it used to be like such a sweet spot to go when anything else didn't work out. You just go there and there'd be tons of girls there, and you do your thing. But anyway, it is what it is. Javier Joseph in the house. What is good? Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. The thing. Yeah, I was talking about Tinder. So Tinder is marketed towards Japanese. So it's vastly mostly Japanese guys and girls use it, and they hook up. So if you're a foreigner on it, unless you have a look about you, unless you're very good looking, or it just doesn't work. I mean, I know even good looking people, I really like hot dudes that are using it, top tier chads, and it's just not that very, very good. You don't get like Japan is such an anomaly when it comes to like in Western society. The more chad you are, the more masculine you are, the more of just a badass you are, the more like attractive you are going to be to women. But that's not necessarily the case in Japan. It really is not. Some of these girls, like some of the hottest girls in Japan, date men that literally, I'm not exaggerating, they look like they certainly look gay, but some of them look like, some of them look like transsexuals, like on the verge, on the verge of going down that road, and I don't know, it's weird, or not even that, some of these super hotties, and it's weird because sometimes they look like bad bitches, like they date these like really like, you remember like Justin Bieber when he's like whatever teenager, like when he's a little he just looked like a little twerp kind of thing. He had that like fluffy hair and shit. These like bad bitches date Japanese guys that kind of look like that, kind of emulate that look. Like before he got all the tattoos and got a bit more masculine. Like they date guys like that, and they go like, it's not just that's the norm. That's a popular look for a guy, like a soft, weak, skinny looking guy. I don't know. It's more like anyway. It's just it's an anomaly kind of thing. It's not necessarily Japanese women. They don't necessarily like masculine men, and I'm certainly not gonna try and. I'm not gonna like try and be a twerp just to get more women. It's like I have some dignity, I mean, I'm gonna be who I am. Some of these foreigners come over here, and some of these foreigners coming over here, and they try and be Japanese. They try and just like, and it's real beta behavior, because you're just I don't know. It's just it's like almost like you don't have any dig. I mean, I come over. I respect the culture. I learned the language, but I'm not gonna change my fashion. I'm not gonna change what I like just to get women. I'm not gonna go around trying to look like I'm not gonna go trying to look like a member of One Direction just to get pussy. You know what I mean? But C. Joel says, seems it could be because the Japanese dudes model the K-pop boy band aesthetic. Yeah, definitely. Which is huge all over East Asia. Yeah, so K-pop, J-pop, all these pop stars, look them up. If you don't believe me, these guys get unlimited access to unlimited amounts of pussy, and they look like to put it straight, they look like pussies. Like they look like super pussies. Even the Tokyo Playboys, like Japanese Tokyo Playboys, they're far from masculine. They're far from Western Chad types. There's it's totally different, but they still get tons of pussy. Rob says, bro, stop working out, get the hot bitches. No thanks. I have some dignity, The thing is, you might be messing, but the thing is, like I was saying, when the foreign guys come over here and they try too hard to be Japanese, they're sitting in the middle. They're sitting they're not gonna they're losing they're still not gonna get pussy. It's all bitches will look down on them even more so, because they're not being true to who they actually are. But most of them are pussies anyway. But I gotta be honest, most of the foreign guys that come to Japan are pussies. Just being honest, it's just the way it is. I mean, most of them are dorks and nerds, but yeah, you might as well embrace being a foreign guy when you're here, because that means you're going to stand out, you're going to be different, and obviously should be working out anyway, regardless. Money muscles game, as MLD always says. MLD says, I deleted mine too recently. Yep. Sometimes you just got to do it. Know your worth in the house. What is good? It's the wrong move, says, I think social pressure, i.e. what's repeated amongst the girls, gossip, social proof, as well as media programming into subconscious. Yes. Yeah, so also there's the thing where, there's a stigma of being seen with the foreign guys. I mean, there's some girls that will embrace that, and it's like they're rebelling. Like if they're seen with a foreign guy, they'll want to either be ashamed of it or they'll really embrace it. It's like an act of rebellion against society. It's like they've been somehow rejected by maybe Japanese men, or there's something, some of the girls are a little bit thicker, like girls that are just a little bigger, and not necessarily fat, but Japanese guys won't be into that. They won't like that. And sometimes these girls end up going for foreigners because it's like a rebellion, an act of rebellion. But yeah, I was talking about. Let me see. Oho says it's like the emo 10 years ago. Girls went crazy for those. Yeah, the emo still emo thing is still kind of in Japan. There's this style in Japan where guys will wear these loosely fitting, kind of baggy clothes, not in a hip hop kind of way even, but just really, really soft, kind of weak looking fashion. It's just no definition. I mean, it just you can clearly see from their body, their frame that they never have. They don't do exercise or they don't. But sometimes you'll see them and they'll be with the baddest looking bitch. Like she'll be hot. Like she'll look like I don't know, like who she looked like Ariana Grande or something. Like you just wearing these like 7-inch heels, looking kind of bad. It's just a weird mix. Sometimes you see these weird, odd matches like this. It's weird. Like I don't know what it's about, and it's like they're. I think they're obsessed with cuteness. So they like it's like instead of a boyfriend, it's like it's like their friend, but they are actually a couple, and it is a thing. But and it's not a rare thing. You see it every day. You go out. If I go out, like if I go into downtown Tokyo now, I'll see a bunch of couples. I'll see these super hotties with these like twerps. There's no like it sounds harsh, but I'm just being serious. Like these guys that are literally like super twerpish, like I really like just their fashion. I would never really want to dress like that even. Um, you know, uh, you see it all the time. I mean, you'll see it a lot. It's like wow, you would never see that. You wouldn't really see that in Western in other countries. Um, like a super bad looking bitch with a really like really soft like droopy looking guy. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's why Western guys. I don't know. I don't think Tinder works for it might work if you're super super good looking or if you have that sometimes these if you have that like western if you're a western version of like if you come over you look like a member of one of those like One Direction when they were even younger, like looking really like stuff that no one in this chat should really want to look like. You really shouldn't want to look like that. um but yeah, you might do well. You might do well, but I wouldn't want to look like that anyway. I have a look. I'm going for a certain look, and I don't want to look like that. Even if it means getting more pussy, I take pride in. You should take pride in how you look, and not just be doing it just to get pussy. But uh, Elijah says, do foreigners act like twerps? Get anything? Depends on the foreigner. There's plenty of twerps. I mean, it depends. I mean, you know, it really depends. I mean, if they have the look that Japanese girls really like, um, I don't have the look that average Japanese girls like. I do not have that look at all. I'm not even like if I was going for that look, I would shave this beard immediately. I'm just going for a look that I like, that I think looks good, like objectively. Um, I could shave the beard. I might get more pussy, but I don't look as good. I don't feel as good. Um, I've tried different things. I mean, you play with your look and you try and you develop it into your character and you know you don't do absolutely everything just to get pussy. That's been a little bit of a bitch if you do that. Um, you know, so it depends on the foreigner. There's plenty of twerps here that probably do get a lot of pussy, but if they have the look, but it might not necessarily be the the game element. C. Joel says, "Bring back the Yakuza, bring back the Shogun." Yeah, Japan has become extremely soft, like very very soft. You know, there's pluses and minuses. I mean, they're strong in regards to their culture and country. They're strong in that regard. Like they stick well, they stick together well. They keep their country like pretty. They keep their at least they keep their country Japanese. They keep it like they're not being cucked by. They're not being totally dominated and cucked by globalism. They're keeping that kind of at bay. I respect them for that. But as internally, as men, they're quite pussified. That's just the truth. That's what I see. They're just quite soft. Um, it's fine. I mean, it's good. I mean, it. I'm not even complaining about it because it means I don't have to deal with these fuckers. I don't have to deal with. It's a safe place to be. I mean, you don't have to you don't have to deal with guys trying to fight you or things like that. It's pretty. I mean, once you come to Japan, you can almost like let your guard down. Like you let your guard down too much. Because I remember I came to Japan and I was here for a couple of months before I flew off to I went to Bali on a surf trip, and I was in Japan for a good few months, so I totally let my guard down. And Bali is like obviously not there's like some serious poverty there, and I just totally left my guard down. And it's because I put my phone in my back pocket, and I was just walking down the street, and some dudes are like, "Oh, let's go to this bar," and I was, "Oh no, I'm fine." You'll get seriously hassled if you go to Bali if you're a foreigner trying to like just scam you for money and whatnot. But yeah, they just stole my phone. That would like the chances of that happening in Japan are like minuscule. Like, um, yeah, they did it expertly because I was like, I just like, oh shit, put my hat like they were like, oh, let's go to the bar because it happens so often in Bali. You just stop paying attention to people. You don't even look at them because it's very annoying. It's very if you're in Kuta City in Japan, in Bali, you just have all these guys, whatever, offering you a massage, whatnot is like annoying. You stop like it's just almost annoying. Like to have to, I don't even give them eye contact after a while because so many people hassle you. But so I didn't look, and I was like, I'm fine, whatever, and no thanks, and turned around, put my hand on my back pocket, phone's gone, brand new. It was a brand new iPhone, pure stupidity. But yeah, you can do things like that in Japan. You can walk around with your phone like in your any pocket or anywhere. You can leave your bike unlocked outside your apartment. It's just there's not many places like that in the world, to be honest. So it's not all bad. Uh, Elijah says, if you don't feel good, you won't get more pussy. Yeah, you gotta feel good. I always notice when I have to feel kind of good when I'm doing day game. Like if I go out, like if I kind of if I haven't really, if you just don't feel fresh, if you haven't showered or you're like you've been at work all day and you're kind of dressed shitty and your clothes are kind of frumpy and you're like your shirt's all creased up, you're not dressed well or you're just not feeling good or you're kind of drained. It's gonna be harder to do game. It's gonna be a lot harder. But when you're like you had a fresh shower, you're wearing some nice aftershave, you're on a your all your clothes are washed, you're fresh basically, and you're looking good. You go out and do a game, it's like 10 times easier. It's like girls will feel that off you. Um, uh, Javier says the twerp's girlfriends ask for a lot of dick on the side, probably. The funny thing about these twerps, like I know so many stories about even these foreign guys that get a lot of pussy here. Some of them are blue. A lot of them, most of them are blue pill. So they'll get these girlfriends. They'll fall in love with these Japanese girls, and big mistake, because I know a bunch of guys that have fallen in love with these Japanese girls, and they're called gaijin hunters. I gotta be honest, like a lot of guys, get the girls that are called gaijin hunters. Like they're girls that it's like they fetishize foreign guys, and I've said this a million times before, but that's an extreme minority in Japan. Although people for some reason think it's every Japanese girl. Far from it. Total myth. Total absolute lie. It's a minority. Anyway, they'll go and get into relationships with these girls, and these girls will like they won't like they will be sucking dick behind their back like there's no tomorrow. Like there's no tomorrow. And you see these idiots getting brokenhearted and like, oh, it's like I knew a guy, right? And I would call him an acquaintance. I wouldn't call him a friend. And he was more. I kind of worked with him, but he's a British guy. I won't name names. I won't expose the guy. Like, I have nothing against him really, but he was a bit of a twerp, bit of an emo, extremely blue pilled, a bit of a, he was all right, but I don't really want anything. He wasn't, not my. I wouldn't really want to hang out with him because he's kind of annoying. But he's not a bad person. But you know, uh, he was one of these guys that had like a look that Japanese girls would like love. Like, he was just he was like a Western version of one of these, uh, you know, like kind of like what's it called? Kind of like, One Direction type thing. Funny enough, apparently he said he was. Apparently he did an audition for One Direction and kind of got high up or something. And it wouldn't surprise me. He looked like this kind of guy. He looked like a kind of one of these white Caucasian models that they'd like soft, like big eyes. Like, he looked real, that type. And this guy was blue pilled. He could have gotten so much pussy if he was red pilled. He could have like gotten way more pussy than me, but he didn't because he was like a blue pill simp. Um, and he just he fell in love with this basically garden tool. He's in the same city as me, and he had to. So he went back to Britain for a while because he had to take. He had a girl. He had a girlfriend in Japan. He went back to Britain for a while, and while he was back in Britain, his girlfriend was like sucking dick, like, of all the foreigners. Like, I didn't bang her because I didn't run into her, quite frankly, but but she was doing this. And my friend, who was an Australian guy who was closer to him, who had more time for him. I didn't really have time for him, but he called him up and said, listen, man, I have something to tell you. Like, your girlfriend's been she's been sucking a bit of dick. He was just like, apparently he started crying on the phone and saying, you're lying, you're trying to break us up. It's all like, you're out to get me and you're full of shit. And it's like, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you try and tell someone the cold hard truth, they'll spite you for it. They'll throw it back in your face. He was trying to be a decent friend. He was like, sorry, listen, dude, I got some bad news for you, man. Got some bad news. Your girlfriend's been, she's been riding a bit of dick. And he just had a total emotional breakdown. Started freaking out, crying on the phone. Like, sounded terrible, man. Sounded like real awkward, real cringy stuff. But yeah, not good, man. Not good. The thing about it is, you know, I don't know. I'm just not a real believer in getting too emotional with women. I just think you should be more stoic about it and more not be kind of enjoy it for what it is. You know, um, just enjoy the time. If you enjoy hanging out with any particular girl, enjoy it, but don't expect too much. Like, don't expect too much. Like, seriously. I saw a good. Let me quote this. I don't know if I have it. Let me see. Where do I see it? Let me see. I might have it. Have to find it. I thought it was really good, but sometimes you like stuff and you don't know where you liked it, and it's like, God. Okay, here it is. All right, gotta share this because it's just gold, pure gold. Share screen, Chrome tab. All right. Okay. I love this. We have to stop calling women bitches. Not because they ain't, but because bitch means female dog, and dogs are loyal. These hoes ain't. It's so true. It's so true. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. But yeah. But you just gotta kind of like enjoy women for what they are. Don't be getting all like Disneyland kind of shit. She's your Disney princess. So, they're not princesses, guys. They're not like they're animals. Um, they're animals. We're all animals at the end of the day, but you know, no, dog, like it's so true, man. Like dogs are super loyal, insanely loyal, but these hoes ain't. They ain't loyal. That's for sure. You know, yeah, no, it's just yeah. So basically, um, I was using Bumble, and it was working pretty well. I mean, Bumble is completely different in Japan. Bumble is an app that, for some reason, I don't know, they must have put out some marketing campaign. This shit just, I don't know what happened, but every girl on there is looking for a foreign guy. Every girl, it's known as a foreign. I don't know how they did that. It's just some marketing campaign they did where it was like, okay, we'll target the foreigners in Japan and we'll get them. So the girls that are on there are looking for foreign guys, and as a result, you do all right. You do pretty well, but still, you still, sometimes it's still a kind of a thing where you're still not getting a good bang for your buck. You're getting up like when I was using Bumble, like I'd say the majority of my lays from Bumble would have been, uh, they'd probably be 6 out of 10s. And I'm not ashamed to say that. It's just the way the majority would have been 6 out of 10s. Some sevens would slip through the net, and the odd eight. And I'll be straight up. I'm like probably maybe no, I'll be real. I'll be honest. Like straight up, totally transparent. I'd say like 0 9s and 10s, 0 9s and 10s. But um, but I'll be honest, like some of the girls that I got, like the sixes, like I don't know, it's all subjective, but I'm just being real honest. Some people might say they're even higher, but I'm just being like fully transparent. I could go around and say, oh yeah, I'm banging these like 9s and 10s from Bumble. No, it's like no, it wasn't. Um, it's the thing is, but I know that I could bang these girls like from cold approach, from day game, and that's why it's like, yeah, you can use these apps to, like, if you're interested in notch count, if you're just interested, if you just want to get laid as much as possible, you keep your dating apps. Because if you want to get laid as much as possible, you gotta have all cylinders firing. You got, like, if you're just out, I just want to get laid, man. I just want to smash. I'm just gonna drive through these hoes. You know, you should have your day game. You should have your dating apps. You should have night game. You should have social circle. You should just be an animal just going at it. And that's what I did for a long time. And that's what I like. That's what I've done. And it's like, okay, I'll bang the sixes, sevens from the dating apps. I'll punch up. I'll get the eights, nines, few tens from day game, night game. It's a good deal. It's worked out. But the reason I deleted my dating apps is because it's like it gets to a point where it's like these bitches getting away with too much. It's like, nah. It's like sometimes you just got to give it like it gives you a false sense of rejection. Like it's totally false. I mean, you know, um, it's just it's just become so unbalanced. Like the thirst amongst men is driving that. To be honest, like it's the thirst of men that have driven the imbalance. So there's basically more men using these dating apps, and they're basically swiping right on all the women. So these women are getting like an insane amount of choice. So they obviously become it's obvious why it's understandable why their egos become inflated. It's understandable why they think they're so much better than they actually are. Um, and it boils down to just men being thirsty and driving the wedge, just driving a total imbalance. Um, so every so often, I think it's not a bad thing to delete your dating apps. I was saying before anyway that if you want to maximize your dating app success, like I haven't even I don't think I've even maximized my dating app success, but I know how to do it. I know what is required. Um, if you really want to maximize, you should delete it. I think you should delete it 4 times a year, and every time you download it again or sign up again, if you delete your account and then sign up again, you should have like fresh photos. You just like if you're gonna play the dating app game, you're gonna have to do it right, especially if you're an average guy in terms of like physical features, in terms of like facial features, because that's often what it comes down to, like facial structure, facial features. If you're an average guy, you're gonna have to do more than that. You're gonna have to like have really you're gonna have to be hitting the gym. You're gonna have to have a nice frame, and your photos are gonna have to be fire and interesting. Um, you know, uh, nice try. Governor says Bumble is a shit app in England. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. It probably is. I mean, it's just a completely different thing in Japan. It's like it's just used for yeah, used for gaijin hunting girls basically that want to get with foreigners, and it gets annoying dealing with these girls and their sense of entitlement, and you should just give it a rest every now and then. I'm not saying I'm done with them forever. I'm just saying I'm like giving them. I think I'm probably not going to use them again for quite like a while, because another reason I deleted them is because I want to, I was getting satiated by these like sixes and sevens, because I was being successful. I was getting with these, they'd come around and I'd have a good time, but it was stopping me from doing, not stopping me entirely, but it was, I was less motivated to do day game. And since I deleted them, I'm way more fired up to do day game, and it's way more natural, way more. There's way less hesitation. I just tend to see a hot girl and I'll kind of go in there without even realizing it. It's very natural, and I just enjoy it. Just especially now that the weather is getting real nice, man. I mean, the girls are out in Tokyo and they're dressing oh man, they are dressing hot, like super sexy. Just anywhere you go in Tokyo, it's like your jaw is gonna drop, like it's mad. Um, it's mad. It's good. So that's another reason. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go less for the quantity and more for the quality right now. Um, in terms of like, girls that like, I'm not talking about, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care if they're hoes. Like, really, I don't. I'm talking about I want to go for the types, like, because it's the thing that got to me. Not got to me, but it's just like, okay, I'm a little bit jaded with the dating apps. I'd see my types. I'd be seeing my types on the dating apps. I don't match with them. That annoys me because it's like I know that you know I'm I deserve this type, or like I'm capable of, if it would be a different situation with cold approach, um or just the probability would be a lot higher. But the thing is, there's the insane amount of options the girls have. It's almost like a lucky draw. It's kind of, uh, imagine a girl has like 10 guys like you, so she matches, like, first of all, the way these apps work, like, she probably gets like 99% match rate if she's hot. Like, say she's like from a 7 up, they're going to get like ridiculously high match rates. So let's say she's really picky and she only chooses like 10 guys and she matches with like 10 guys, then she's not going to go on a date. Like she deems them all equal, but she's like she has to just pick and choose. So she's only going to pick one of them. So it's like it becomes this ridiculous like gambling kind of thing. And it just it can be a thing where it's like, oh, you think oh, it's so easy, like dating, like it's easier work than it is to do cold approach. However, if you add up all the time you spend, swiping on your phone or like checking your checking your apps or like even messaging these girls, that adds up to a lot of wasted time as well. You might not think it, but you probably spend a lot more time on them than you should. There's enough shit already, like all the social media, all this stuff. So if you just cut them out every so often, don't become reliant on them, it can be a good thing. Um, and like I said, I'm not off dating as forever, but I'm not gonna download them again for a good while. And when I do, I will download them again eventually. Maybe it might not be for a couple of months, but it might not be for a good while because I don't know. I just think when it's when the weather's good, if you're in a country and it's summer and it's like people are outdoors, like there's a vibe, going to the beach, like going to the park or whatever, you're just out more, and you're gonna have access to hotter girls, and the girls are gonna be just gonna be that kind of summer vibe, Um, and I'm just gonna, you might as well indulge in that, and maybe in winter time when it's I guess girls are a bit more prude or they're not they're not dressing as sexy. It might be a good time to download them again and start like investing, like making a good profile. And that's probably what I'm going to do. But like I said, I mean, if you're interested in if you right now you're just interested in quantity, and you're happy enough to bang, like it depends on your situation or what how your profile is. But if you're happy with sixes and sevens, and they're not bad. I mean, I've had some phenomenal sex with some sixes and sevens, man. Like, and like I said, it can be subjective. I mean, I could be calling her a seven, and one of you guys might call her like a five, or one of you guys might call her like a 9 or a 10. It's like, um, there's it's hard to know. But I've been with girls who are like, maybe I'm not, their face would be like whatever 6, but their body is like a 10. So what does that make them? How do you judge it really? So it's kind of, you meet a girl and she looks kind of all right. She's wearing kind of baggy clothes, and then you get her back to your place, and you start getting to it, and you see her naked, and you're like, your mind is blown. You're just like, it's like perfection. Like, it's like, so she has this average face, but she has this in like perfect body, like everything you want, everything in the right place, like everything, all her bits like looking good, like juicy, man. So it is what it is. So I've had good times, but the reason is it's just the main reason is the false sense of rejection. That's what is not really good for you, and the wasted time. Um, the wasted time is also not good. The time you spend swiping, not good. Not good. You just want to kind of. It's good to give it a break. Eltas says the most red pilling moments for me have been with the sweetest, most butter wouldn't melt girls imaginable. They did things that gave me a massive reality check. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't read these. Some of the freakiest girls I've been with have looked, quite innocent, but man, they've, obviously they've had to get that experience somewhere. So, like, and I turn these girls out. I get the I get the truth out of them. They won't pull the wool over my eyes. Usually, when they find out I'm a dog, they'll open up. When they find out I'm not boyfriend material. You see, I'm not really interested in retention either. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not gonna. I don't even want to lie. I don't have I don't have like any interest in lying to these. If you're interested in retention, you need to be a bit more, smart about it. But it's not that I'm being dumb about it. It's just that I don't care. It's just like, yeah, I bang. Like, girl asked me when's the last time you had sex. I'll tell them a lot of time, and if you want to keep them around, like maybe you shouldn't, but I just do. Um, Know Your Worth says, I like the way I've always done. The way MLD did recently when he went to the wrong gym. Just casually go through your day and chat up girls in your vicinity. Worked so much better for me. Indeed, indeed. Yeah. How's L Nibs says, how's your retention, or you don't even care? It depends. It depends on the girl. I mean, it depends on the girl. Some of these girls, you know, day game retention will be higher. It is really kind of random. It's random. Some girls will stay around. They'll come like 3 or 4 times. So that a girl that comes 3 or 4 times, it'd be about maybe a month or two. You spread that out because things are, it really depends. Some girls come around, like, you have the most insane sex with them, and they had a good time. You made them came. You made them came. The type of orgasm that you can't fake, where it's like they squirt so that you gave them good sex, but they don't come around again. And it's like, who knows why it could be? It could be just, they have other things going on. They have like, they just like they're just like garden tools, and they have a lot of experience. Um, you know, who knows why it is, but probably day game was definitely higher retention. Day game is definitely higher, but not always. Sometimes do day game, get a girl, come back, she comes back, banger, and you don't see her again. But I really don't care. It's not like because I just have that abundance mindset where it's like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Um, I'm not thirsting after them. Not thirsting after them at all. Like, I honestly, I don't like, not saying this to like, I genuinely mean, I have not become emotionally attached to any girl in Japan since I've been here. Um, you know, and there's been girls that I've liked, there's been girls that I enjoy hanging out with. But I've never let a girl run, like, have anything on me. It's like, okay, it'll never be like, oh my god, like, she fucked another guy. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna go and fuck five more girls. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do my thing. Like, they're not gonna have anything on me. Girls have that power over men, you see, like that they'll crush a guy. A guy will think that you know, she's mine now. She's my sweet baby princess, and she is getting like deep throated by some other dude because you're being such a bitch about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you date this girl for like you date this girl for a couple of weeks. These blue pill guys, and they come out and say, "I love you," and like, it immediately dries up her pussy, and she goes and like bangs like 5 other guys. Sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I don't know. I don't know. Some girls, they just they resent that kind of weakness, and who cares? Who cares? I mean, she's not yours, just your turn, as Richard Cooper says. I fully agree. That's how you should engage with these women. Like, she's not yours. Have a good time. you know, I don't know. It depends. Also, it depends on how invested you want to be. I know it's like if you're like, oh, I want to, I want to have children and get married. It's like, okay, you gotta lay down the law and let her know that if you fuck up, if you like cheat with another guy, it's over. But obviously, if you're investing, but I don't invest. Like I don't invest in girls. Like I don't have any investment. I mean, it is what it is. And I'm not saying I don't have fun with these girls. I have some good, I can have a fun time with them. I'm not like ice cold with them. I'm not like just like zero emotion. No, I have a good time. Like I have a good time when I have a good time. We have fun. But it's not like I don't get emotionally attached. I genuinely don't. Like I don't. I don't know. I don't know if I've grown out of that stage in my life. Maybe I have. And it's better off for it because they don't have anything on me. They can't hurt me. They can't, there's nothing on me. And it's not like I don't like, um, I don't think it's good. Like if you're thinking, if you're worried, because if you're interested in having a lot of sex, then you can't be worrying about all your plates. You can't be thinking, oh, she's gonna go off and like, oh, she told me she's gonna meet another guy. Oh, I'm so pissed. Oh, I'm brokenhearted. Gonna cry. What? Like, what are you crying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? Just like go through, have a good time. Just like the funny thing is, they love you. They'll like you even more when you have that. Like when they realize that they'll chase you more. Um, they'll chase you more, and that's good. Javier says, I've barely used dating apps. I haven't heard anyone talk about how good they are in the Caribbean. Um, yeah, I mean, you know, uh, there, there's something that it depends. I guess they change. Like, who said that Bumble was shit, and who said that Bumble? Yeah, Nice Try Governor said Bumble is shit in England. So they vary from country to country, from culture to culture. Um, but they are here. They are a thing. They are definitely a way to get laid. I mean, uh, and if you're interested in the notch count, you want to up your notch count, and that's keep your dating apps, but it's no harm to give them a rest, like delete them off your phone. I can honestly say I don't know, I feel better. I feel better. Something there must be something about like getting rejected, like obviously there is like that isn't like good for your mental. It couldn't be good for your mental health. I mean, I know we have to say I give out advice where I say like it has to be like water off a duck's back. You can't let this like rejection seep into you. But obviously, it's still going to, you have to control it. You have to control that, how much it does. But even subconsciously, if you keep doing it, obviously it is like you have to have and even though like I've had plenty of success on dating apps, but um it's just a thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna give it a rest because um I want to get with pretty like hotter girls, and also not waste as much time on these apps. you know um it's kind of annoying. It can be annoying when you know it's just maybe you're getting rejected by girls who as guys do, like we swipe on dating apps like idiots, and we're not even necessarily, even the girls we swipe on, we wouldn't really even approach in real life, kind of thing. It's the type of girl you wouldn't approach, but it's just like, and don't we all know almost every guy does that, like for sure. And you're not going to admit it, but I know you guys do it. But it's like and you wouldn't approach these girls in real life. But that's why we have day game. That's why day game is, like, in my opinion, the best way to go about it. The best way to punch up, like even punch up. If you're a guy that's a 7, you can get a girl that's an 8 or a 9. possibly even a 10. And at that point, it's subjective, but El Taz says everyone gets rejected on dating apps pretty much all the time. It can get depressing with the time you waste. Yeah, time wasting is not good. Time is our most valuable resource. Time is like, there's nothing more important than time. Like there's nothing more. It doesn't even matter. You could be, it's just like once it's over, you get one shot at life. Once it's over, it's over. You're shooting up the daisies. It's over. It's over. No matter how much money, you could be 90 years old and be like have $10 billion in the bank account. What are you going to be able to do with it? Nothing, because you're first of all, you're super old, and then you probably can't even have sex. You can't really you can't even do any sports. You can't, you know what I mean? You have all these illnesses and aches and pains. You know what I mean? Like when you're young is the time to enjoy life, and just have a good time, because at the same time you don't want to get caught up only in in work either. You want to have balance, because some people, if you're working like 12 hours a day and you're earning good, you're making bank, but you're working 12 hours a day and you're not really getting enough time to enjoy your life. You might even have a miserable job where you're spending a ton of time doing shit that you don't like at all. Then you have to question like what you're doing, because you never know when you're gonna, you never know. You could get hit by a bus. You could, you could get fucking terminal cancer. I mean, I hate to, go down this road, but I'm just making the point where you gotta enjoy life as well, because like time is money. Time is the most valuable resource you'll ever have. And that's why like health is your wealth. I'd rather be like super, obviously this goes without saying, but sometimes I need to reiterate it. I'd rather be like super fit and healthy than be sick and super rich. But I think that's obvious. But you know, uh, yeah, I don't know. I think hopefully, I don't know. I mean, if you're finding dating apps have become you're a little bit jaded, just delete them for a while. You don't need to be like me and delete them for like months on end, but I'm pretty much enjoying like not using them right now. And I'll probably use them again in the future, but right now I'm just like, okay, it's good. I'm doing day game. The weather's out. The weather's sweet in Japan. It's like there's a lot more girls out wearing little dresses and short skirts, and it's like it's better. It's good. It's more motivated. I'm way more motivated to do day game. If you want to get more motivated to do day game, then delete your dating apps for a while. See how it works out. So yeah, guys, as usual, smash the like button on your way out. There's 12 people watching right now. Comment after the show is finished. Helps me with the algorithm. Check out the links in the description. If you want to send a donation, send me one on PayPal. It helps the show, helps me keep motivated. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night for another episode of Player Life. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. Bye-bye.